when I've said that I actually always wanted to play for Oldham, I have.
Yeah.
Like, it's always appealed to me miles more than Super League or any other club. It's pretty much always been for me, either sign for Oldham or don't really sign anywhere. Just that's what I knew I wanted to do. It was completely out of the blue because originally I weren't even in the squad. So I woke up that morning with not a clue. I went into college, just got about my normal day, and I got a phone call not that long before kick-off saying, you're in. Honestly, everyone. It's hard to say anyone in particular because I'd feel bad on everyone else, because I don't think there's been one player who hasn't, since I started training here last year, who hasn't helped me out.
Hello again, here we are back with You Have the Mic, hottest day I would say of the year so far. And we're with the man of the moment, Marcus Geener, fresh from making his competitive Oldham debut. Marcus, we've had so many questions for you. One of mine, first of all, how's the body? How was the body after playing against former Super League champions Bradford Bulls, 6 days after playing for Waterhead?
It was all right, to be fair. Not as sore as I thought I was going to be. Knees were a bit sore, obviously, shoulders a bit sore, but it was all right. It wasn't too bad. I only played half an hour, so I don't think it was the end of the world. And I had to play a little bit for Waterhead on Saturday as well, because we were.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we were low on numbers up to come here. So, but no, I'm fit, so it was all right. But
can I ask how you were feeling, like when you knew you were going to play? I mean, what a game to come into, by the way. Yeah. And I could see you like just below our commentary position, chomping at the bit. I think you took your bib off and then you put it back on at one point.
I almost went on. Yeah.
How were you feeling?
Oh, I was absolutely buzzing. It was completely out of the blue because originally I weren't even in the squad. So I woke up that morning with not a clue. I went into college, just got about my normal day, and I got a phone call not that long before kick-off saying, you're in.
I might be better that way. You didn't have a week of anxiety, did you?
Sean said I could have told you a bit sooner, but I didn't want you to get nervous. I didn't want you to build it up in your head, and I thought, well, it's fair enough, because I would have been bad nervous if I got told any sooner. But no, I only had a couple of hours to really think about it, and then before I know it, I was there. And when you step into the changing room and onto a pitch, your nerves sort of go anyway. So it was probably better that way.
Absolutely fantastic story. What a brilliant experience as well. Right, let's get into these, because I know you're waiting to train and you've got the usual gaggle of teammates. We've come actually a bit onto the pitch just so they can't direct as much abuse as normal. And we've got loads of these. We'll start with this from David, similar to what I just asked about the Bulls game. Be honest, were you a tiny bit apprehensive having those Bradford monsters running full charge at you? Either way, you did an excellent job. How were you feeling when you were bracing for that first hit?
No, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of big lads here, and I think I'd be in the wrong sport, to be honest, if I went into it scared. So I just went into it thinking, what's worse that can happen? I'm going to take it in. I play big, strong men every week, and we train here with some big units here, so I weren't really too bothered by it. I just thought, let's have a go, see how it goes. Yeah.
Loads of questions from Will, who always gets in touch. He says, congratulations on making your first league start against the Bulls. What's been the biggest learning point, he asked, from making the step up from where you are into championship level? What was the big, I don't know, the difference? Yeah. What made you think, wow, this is a different level?
Yeah, no, definitely speed. Because physicality, like I said, I'm used to now playing against men. Everyone's like, men aren't they're strong, they're big, but the speed and like the intensity of it, it's ridiculous. Compared to amateur, it's such a big step up, and it's just like making all those little decisions in such a smaller space of time. Where at amateur, you can move in, you have time to think. But here now, it's like split second, and one wrong move or one wrong step or anything can make you look like an idiot. And you just
Will's asked loads, so I'll just pick up another couple. If we win our semi-final, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, make sure you get your tickets against Featherstone. What would it mean if you were then involved to step out at Wembley as an Oldham youngster, in a former Oldham ball boy stepping out in an Oldham shirt at Wembley? You allowed yourself that dream?
I am now, but it's one of those things that you never really think I'd get to do that. So now it's actually reality, where even if I'm not in the squad, I'd still be buzzing. I'm still going to Wembley. I'm still going to be a part of it all. So it's honestly it's hard to put into words how it'd feel. It'd just be amazing, especially still only being 18. I think if you told me a couple of months ago or last year, you'll make your debut against Bradford, and a month later you might be walking out at Wembley, or you're going to be a part of a squad at Wembley, I would have taken that 1,000,000%. So it'd be mint.
One more from Will. Goals for this year, goals for the remainder. I mean, you've accomplished a big goal, but Do you make new ones once you tick them off?
Yeah, no, I sort of have to, because my goal this year was just to play a game.
To play, yeah.
Because when I signed, I got told you might not play. So I think the fact that I played 2 games now, Rochdale and Bradford, I'm buzzing. So now it's just more, my goal is just to keep learning, keep getting better, and then hopefully play again. But we'll just see how that goes.
It's a very mature answer. Michael, you mentioned going to college and then playing rugby. Michael says, do you have a job when you're not playing rugby? Obviously, at this level, all these guys are turning up from doing all kinds of stuff. Are you working as well as college and playing? Yeah.
No, I am apprentice accountant, so.
Oh wow!
You know,
okay.
yeah, I'm trained to be an accountant.
So you might be doing our tax returns as well.
No, yeah, might be. You never know. You never know. But no, I started that. So my role's auditing, so I do auditing. But no, I do my normal 9 to 5 when I come up here.
So that answer's just given me a headache already. Catherine says again, well done on making your league debut. What advice? There's a few questions like this. I think you'll give a good answer to this. What advice would you give to any of the up and coming youth players? One thing Mike and Bill and the team behind the scenes have made huge progress with is the pathways, re-establishing the pathways, so we can produce more Marcus Geeners, and they can see you and say, look, I can do that, Mum, I can do that, Dad. Yeah. So what would your advice be, having just started on your journey, but nonetheless achieved a big milestone?
No, yeah, I think that's key, because I have only just started, so it's hard to say like you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that, because I'm still so young and so raw as a player. But I think the main thing for me is just try and take in everything around you. Don't really take everything for granted what you're doing. Try and learn off everyone else, especially seeing your players around you, your coaches. Actually listen and try and implement those aspects into your game. And then I think a big thing for me was when I started getting more committed into the gym. That's when I saw, I think, a big increase in my game, and I started playing at that better level. Is when I started getting more committed, like nutritionally in the gym, putting size on, putting muscle on.
A few people have remarked actually that you bulked out a bit.
I did have to, because I was committed before this, but no, when you're talking about like, look at some of the size of the players you're up against, like you've got to really like knuckle down on it then.
Quite a few similar questions, so we'll skip through these. Anne-Marie also asked similar thing about goals being set, but also she asked which of your Oldham teammates here have had the big influence on you so far. I mean, you've said this in answers to me before, being surrounded by, I mean, just look round now, you can see Jamar Sambu, you can see Danny Craven, you can see the new signing Ryan Lannon, you can see Adam Milner, Josh Drinkwater, they're all there.
Yeah.
I mean, who are you absorbing what from at the moment?
Honestly, everyone. It's hard to say anyone in particular, because I'd feel bad on everyone else, because I don't think there's been one player, it wasn't since I started training here last year, who hasn't helped me out. Like, see Elijah Taylor there, he's a big help. Like, I know he's got his Instagram account and everything, giving tips, which is great, but honestly, I think everyone. I couldn't just say one name, because I think it would just be a bit of an injustice to everyone else.
It's a great squad to be a part of at your stage in your career. Sam Doyle's asked a couple as well. He's just there. He's always involved here. He doesn't need to be on camera again this week, does Sam? He got enough last time. Liam says, well, actually quite a few questions from Waterhead. I don't know if Liam's one of yours from Waterhead. Well done in making your debut. Again, what would it mean for you to get to Wembley? We've answered that. And who was your favourite coach while you was at Waterhead?
Well, I'll have to say my dad, just because I get a slap when I get home or something. But no, seriously, it probably is my dad, because I think he knows how to get the best out of me. He can get into my head the best, and he knows how I play better than anyone else. So he knows what position I need to be in, and he just can bring the best out of me. So yeah, it would be my dad.
And he takes great pride in your rise and the early signs of your career as well. He was in the dressing room, wasn't he, when you put on the Oldham shirt for the very first time? Really emotional. It was lovely. Quite a few. Dave also, did any of your Waterhead teammates who you'd previously played for, who'd previously played for the Roughyeds, I beg your pardon, influence your decision to join Oldham? Is that a loaded question? I don't know.
No, I wouldn't say, because I'm not. When I've said that I actually always wanted to play for Oldham, I have. Like, it's always appealed to me miles more than Super League or any other club. It's pretty much always been for me, either sign for Oldham or don't really sign anywhere. Just that's what I knew I wanted to do. But I think with players like Danny Bridge, Phil Joy, Gaz Owen, like, coming down to Waterhead, it has been a massive help. And they are sort of now like, everyone's role models at Waterhead. Everyone looks up to them and goes to them all the time. So yeah, it's been good.
A few more on your family, but you've touched on that already, and it looks like the guys are ready for you anyway. So one more. Anthony wonders, which players did you look up to growing up? I would suggest you're still growing up.
Yeah.
But in terms of rugby league heroes and idols, When you first picked up a rugby ball, who was the very young Marcus Geener wanting to be? Who was he pretending to be?
I think I was a Leeds fan when I was growing up.
Good answer.
So I'd say Kevin Sinfield. He was always the one because he's an Oldham lad as well. So his pictures are everywhere up at Waterhead. So I think when going into the club and you see Kevin Sinfield's shirt everywhere, and then he's winning everything with Leeds. Because I remember I started getting into it. I think we won the treble in like 2015 or something. Or we won something then, I think. But that was when I started getting into it. So I'd say Kevin Sinfield.
It's not a bad answer as far as role models go.
No, I know.
We'll wrap up there. Thanks for popping by.
Thanks.
Have a good session tonight. That was You Have the Mic with Marcus Geener.